that's the difference between fixup and squash. Squash will let you add a message and it will merge that into the original commit message, original commit. So before I touch on the auto-squash flag that I have enabled, I just want to emphasize on one thing. You can add, let's see, Vim hello. It's such a gray weather today in it. It's just it's such a, not what I wanted. Okay. So git status, git diff. We added it's such a great weather today in it. Yeah. Git log, 2 commits since master. Let's just imagine that this added not hello. This added sentence that it's supposed to be in its own commit. It could, it could be again whatever. It could be logic or something that you added in your PR that is related to a feature, whatever. It could be anything really. But in this case, we believe that this addition should be separate. That's our belief. So we then create a new commit for this. We do not intend it to be a fixup right now. Add small talk to hello file. All right, save that. Git log. We have 3 commits since master. You open a pull request, you get the feedback, hey, that small talk that you added there, I think it could live in the first commit. Okay, yeah, you agree, you guys talk and then you agree. Sure, it could. So we open up rebase -I and I have to add no-autosquash. You don't have to. Again, you only need -I unless you have autosquash enabled in your git config. Enter. Okay. What I want to emphasize here is that you don't have to create fixup or squash commits. You can take just a regular commit and change it to a fixup, and it's gonna do the same. And that's gonna be a good segue over to what autosquash does and what those prefixes does. Like we saw before, we had fixup like so, or even squash. So when you have autosquash enabled, actually let me just finish this just to prove that this works. So add small talk to hello file. We move that from the 3rd position to the 2nd, change it to a fixup, and let it merge upwards. Okay, quit. Git log p. We have 2 commits since master, and small talk has been added to the first file, first commit. Cool. Now let's Vim hello. Let's remove that and make a fixup out of that. Git add hello, git diff --cache just to see what did we check in, what did we stage. Cool, we removed the small talk. And then git log, take the first commit hash, git commit --hash fixup, and enter. As you can see, it already creates the fixup for us. It did not open up a commit message window because it's a fixup, not a squash, right? And let's do git rebase -I, and I have this already enabled in my git config, so I don't have to add that flag. But if you add --autosquash, I forgot to add the branch. There we go. This was the 3rd commit. What git does is that it first looks at the command prefixed fixup. That lets git know that okay, we should change pick to fixup. So basically it scans the title. What it also does is it looks at the title coming after fixup, the command, and checks, do we have any similar, or do we have the exact same title somewhere else in the history? If it has, that, well, if we do, then it's gonna move that commit underneath it. So it automizes the reordering for you and changing pick to fixup. That's great. But it's stupid also. Say you had this. Say you had 2 commits with the exact same title. Fixup is not smart enough to understand that the change was actually supposed to be in the first one. How could it know? It doesn't. It's not that smart. So basically what it does is that it just takes the first one that it sees, the closest one, and reorders it into that one. So that's a caveat. And the same thing obviously works with squash as well. And what else? Actually, let's add this here. And let's do that. So yeah, that's what no-autosquash does for you. It automatically reorders and changes pick to whatever command you had there. Yeah, and I think that's it in terms of fixup and squash. Oh, yeah, well, one thing. When you're working with PRs, this is what you want to do. When you're working with PRs and you're getting your feedback on your code, on your changes, then rather than rebasing and editing those commits directly or creating new commits, you want to create fixup commits, because it makes it so much easier for the reviewers to see where does this change intend to go into, to be squashed into, which commit will these changes be merged into. Very useful. And when you finally have an approve and you can rebase on top of your base branch to make sure that your commits will stay on top and keep a linear history, you will also be changing the commit hashes. So that's just good to know. Again, nothing scary about that. It's just that, like we saw, we get commit amend, we're recreating the commits. Rebase is also recreating the commits. So when you're running through and merging your fixup or squash commits, you will be also generating new commit hashes. So you will most likely see that your local branch has diverged from the remote branch. Again, nothing scary about that. Use git push force that bad boy and you'll be good to go.